What's good?
Yo, 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 my man.
Yeah.
What's good, brother?
Man, it's college football. Woo.
Fun weekend, huh?
It was. It was.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just had what I thought was not a great weekend, but an interesting weekend of college football. A lot of stuff happened, conference championship week. We're going to dive right into it. But before I say that, I got to say this. One team landed the biggest recruit that you can possibly land in all of college football today. The Colorado Buffaloes.
Ooh, I like that.
Went big fish hunting.
Yeah.
And they caught a big prize. We're going to talk about that. Everything that happened with all the conference championship games. Without further ado, my name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me, B. Hill, a.k.a. Brandon Hill, a.k.a. B. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, Mikasa Sukasa. First time. Hey, me. Oh, I said that wrong. I'm going to edit that out. Here we go. Hey, if you've been here before, you know what to do. Come on in. If this is your first time, Mikasa Sukasa, but whether you've been here before or this is your first time, my boy B. Hill got to hit you with the house rules.
You guys already know what time it is around here, guys. If you're not already a part of the family, go ahead, drop down there. Come ahead and be a part of this House Divided family that we got going on here. Right there next to it as well, hit that notification bell so you guys can be up to date on all our newest content that we are going to be dropping as well. If you like what you're hearing, everything else, go ahead and help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And go ahead and smash that thumbs up, hit that like button for us. Last but not least, guys, always drop down there in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. Whatever you think about the show, right, wrong, good, bad, indifferent, we don't care one way or another, guys. So, hopping into it, man, college football. I liked what you were getting at there in your intro. I want to start with that, the Deion Sanders hire. That was the big fish that you said that the Colorado Buffaloes got. I mean, give me what's your
Can I even not take on it real quick?
Go for it.
Oh man, there's so many layers to this. The biggest one to me is you have Coach Prime, as he likes to be called, at Jackson State. Nobody would really give him a chance. His own alma mater, Florida State, passed on him for Mike Norvell, who actually had a good season this year, 9-3. I digress. But Jackson State at HBCU came out and gave this man a chance, right? And 3 short years, back-to-back SWAC championships. This is a big thing in the HBCU community. My mom went to Southern University, who Jackson State beat yesterday. All right.
Okay.
I have 2 aunts that went to Grambling State. All right.
Okay.
I grew up thinking I was going to go to Grambling State or Southern. I'm a big HBCU fan. And what he did for HBCUs was huge. When was the last time you ever heard of College Game Day going to a Jackson State, Southern, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Florida A&M, South Carolina State? These are the heavy hitters in HBCUs. So what Coach Prime did was so important for HBCUs. And it really let the Power 5 know that this man can coach. And not only can he coach, B, what's the most important part of college football? What are you tapped into more than anybody else? Recruiting, dog.
Recruiting. Yeah.
He stole the #1 player in the country last year. And got him to come to Jackson State. And out of all of the teams, if you'd have told me there was one team that was going to get Coach Prime from Jackson State, from a Power 5 school, Colorado would have damn near been last on my list.
Man, I wouldn't have guessed that one either. I really wouldn't have.
Vanderbilt, Rutgers, shoot, I'm trying to think of the worst teams of every conference.
Hell, Florida State. I could have seen him at like a Florida State or something like that. I mean, they're not the worst, but...
No, but they just went 9-3 this year, and Mike Norvell did a great job with that team this year. They're 9-3. They're starting to look kind of like Florida State again. But my biggest point is, did he overreach? Could he have stayed at Jackson State one more year and then gotten a better opportunity at a better school? Because a lot of people are... What do you think?
I think Deion's going to get a job wherever he wants to get a job. I think he just has to come prove it that he can do it on the Power 5 level. You know what I'm saying? You've already proven what you've proven in the HBCU, all that kind of stuff, the SWAC, all that. You've won all that, right? Now what are you going to do with the Colorado program that's basically been in the dumps for how long now?
It's 2 decades, man.
So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm scared for him, though, B. I'm scared for him. Why? What he did at Jackson State was awesome. This is a big undertaking, dog. This ain't no lightweight work. You're talking about taking somebody that's equivalent to like a Kansas, like I said earlier, a Vanderbilt, think of a bottom feeder in the ACC, like a Virginia, a team that hadn't been known for winning in forever, and you're taking he can easily fail.
What if
he's not the first flamboyant, bravado, big time, like, you know, coach with swag that's tried this and he can fall on his face.
Shoot. Or he could get top recruits to come join him in Colorado.
That's what scared money don't make money, dog.
Never. A lot of things. Coach Prime put a lot of his money towards the facilities and everything there at Jackson State. He built that program up. I mean, that program, Jackson State, wasn't nothing.
Right.
So it's just stepping stones. I watched an interview that he had on YouTube. You know, they dropped that thing. And basically, he was just telling his players, he was like, you know, you either move up or you get terminated.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're basically, you got to keep, that's an improvement. Going to Colorado from Jackson State is a definite upgrade. I think me and you both can agree on that.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this, with me, like I said earlier, having a love for HBCUs, my family having been a part of it, Grambling State, Southern, both in the SWAC. I was very disappointed in Jackson State and how they handled the situation. I don't know if you saw, but during the game, they were playing the old school R&B song. If you want to leave, then just leave. A man singing about a woman who's going to leave, threatening to leave, just leave. And they played that because the word had got out during the game, B. The word got out during the game that he was leaving. And we don't do this much on this show. I'm going to get a little bit racial for about 30 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Black people are mad at him because they felt like he should have stayed and helped build up Black universities. That's not right. It ain't. Because you know what we have a lack of in Power 5?
What's that?
As a Black man speaking, Black head coaches. You can't have it both ways. You can't complain that we don't have enough Black head coaches at the Power 5 and then want this man to stay at Jackson State. It's not fair. And every Black person in there singing that song and talking about, get out, leave, and all that. Try making $75,000 a year, which is what he was making, and somebody knocks on your door and says, "Hey, we'll pay you $5 million."
Yeah.
Let's see how loyal you are to the culture then.
No, I get it.
Let's see how Black you are then.
I get it.
Let's see it.
No, I get it. You ain't.
Yeah. That's my big thing.
And I can't speak on that one way or another, but I mean, just listening to you and the passion and everything else, I get it. I mean, he's still going to finish out the season there. He's not just leaving them cold and dry. He even told the players, he was like, hey, come talk to me. We're going to talk about the transfer portal stuff. He said, because I know that's what's going first thing in your mind. Enter the transfer portal. And he said, that's not how things always work out.
Yep,
so it doesn't sound like he's going to try to just strip Jackson State, everything else. I could definitely see a Travis Hunter dumping in the transfer portal though to go play at Colorado.
Did you watch the whole team meeting that he had?
No, I didn't. What he said?
It was a 15-minute meeting before we move on because I know we got to move on to the next subject.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He straight up told those kids at Colorado that was sitting there in the meeting, I got 10 dogs coming with me from Jackson State. I got 10 dogs that know what I want and know how to play football. And he straight up told them, so if you're thinking about hitting the portal, hit the portal.
Dang.
He told them. It was on some Brent Venables type stuff. If you want to leave, dog, get out. That's what he told them. I got 10 dogs coming with me from Jackson State, and they all can play. So I thought that was cool. So
he's good.
big ups to Colorado, man. Big ups to Colorado. And Colorado to have the gall and the nuts to even put in that call. Because if I'm the athletic director, I'm like, bro, I'm not calling Deion. He ain't gonna take his job. Big ups to them. They get a clap from me.
He did take the job. He did. He's gonna go over. I can't wait for the Lincoln Riley versus Deion Sanders Colorado USC game. That's gonna be a good one.
Ooh.
Coming up. You know,
yeah.
Is Deion gonna? I mean, because it's there. I mean, it's a Power 5 school, man. It's Colorado. There's kids that don't want to go to.
Well,
go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You might know this, but ain't UCLA and USC leaving next year, or is it 2024 they're leaving?
I want to say it's 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So you might get one shot at them. We'll see.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. But to jump in here to our basic, I mean, college football playoff. College football playoff, man. You had number 1 Georgia in the SEC championship game. I mean, they basically there was no competition. I don't count those 30 points they gave up because that was garbage time points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just
I throw back at you, maybe not so much. They still had those starters in when they were playing. The game was out of hand. But
it was.
I got a question for LSU. That backup Nussmeier, why hadn't that dude been starting all year? Dog.
Well,
he can play.
No, he can play. He can play, yes, but he wasn't better than Daniels if Daniels was healthy. I mean, let's just be honest.
Man.
No. I think they started the year with Nussmeier, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was the starter at the beginning of the season.
No,
and then
Daniels played that whole game against Florida State. Daniels was out there against Florida State week 1, dog.
Well, then I could be completely wrong. I'm wrong, man. Well, hey, 50-30, though, Corey. I mean, the Dogs put 50 up on them. You know, I mean, they can do it both ways. They really can. So, I don't know. What's your take on this game? I don't really have a whole lot.
I really don't have a take. We talked about it last week. You know, after LSU lost in A&M, I basically gave them no shot. The only take I have is Georgia is known as a defensive team. You might want to start looking at that offense, dog.
No, absolutely.
They got a powerhouse offense.
Absolutely, they do. So, Bowers. He's going to be a future freaking freak in the NFL.
Yep.
Is this his last year? Like, is he a sophomore, Rich?
I think he's a true sophomore. I think he's got to stay one more year.
Yikers.
Yeah. He's going to tear the league up. He's going to tear the league up. He's got the body of a Mark Andrews, but can run like Travis Kelce. And he's got hands like Gronkowski. It's a problem. He's going to be a problem.
Him and the tight end that we're going to talk about here in just a little bit, that guy from Utah, they're the top 2 dudes.
Yep.
Kincaid.
He's special too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't have anything more on this. Georgia was a preseason favorite to win it. All they've done is show over and over again why they're the top dog and why they're the new Alabama. I'll talk about that later, but that's new Alabama to me.
Ooh, I like that. Good take there. Good take. Okay, on this next game that I wanted to talk about, it's our number 2 team, Michigan. They did exactly what we thought that they would do. You know what I'm saying?
They covered.
Even without their running back, that's news right there, Corey. Corum is out for the season. He had season-ending knee surgery. But that backup, Donovan Edwards, can get the job done. He can still tote the rock. You know what I'm saying? He's got over 800 yards on the season. He's got 7 touchdowns on the season. The dude can tote the rock. He had 185 yards on 25 rushing attempts in this game, Corey. Now, granted, against Purdue, but usually Purdue kind of shows up in games like this, and they can upset some people. We've seen that happen in the past. So it definitely wasn't something that Michigan could sleep on. And they didn't. They went out there and they handled their business. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's looked good to me this year. He's done exactly what he needed to do. Michigan is a definite valiant, they're a threat at number 2. We're going to do our picks later on to see who we think's going to come out of this thing in that Final Four. But they are definitely a threat at that number 2 spot. What's your take here?
I got a hot take for you. Dare I say that Donovan Edwards is better than Blake Corum? I like him better. I think Blake Corum is special. I think this kid is – I think he's better. I think he's just as bit as fast as Corum. He's a bigger body type. I think he has great vision. To me, there's no step down. Okay. The dude had back-to-back 60-plus yard rounds against Ohio State in his shoe. Backs it up with a 180-yard game. I'm not saying, look, I'm not trying to throw dirt on Corum. Dude's going to be an absolute beast. I'm just saying I think Donovan Edwards is a little bit more of a beast. And I don't think there's no drop-off from losing Corum. I think Michigan recruited well. We talked about recruiting. Harbaugh recruited well. You lose a Heisman hopeful back who was in the Heisman conversation, and you plug in a dude who steps right in and there's no drop-off. So that's my hot take. I love J.J. McCarthy. They need to start letting him throw more. That offense is it's starting to become a problem. It can be lethal. It can be lethal. So big ups to Jim Harbaugh. He was almost fired 2 years ago.
He took that pay cut.
He took the pay cut. They made him get rid of his coordinators. And then all he's done is have back-to-back undefeated seasons, back-to-back Big Ten championships, back-to-back wins against your biggest rival, Ohio State. So
there it is.
Big ups to him.
There it is, man. And then all that rumors circulating in the offseason, was he going to take the Vikings job, everything else? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He had all that as well. And he had lost some recruits here and there, and everybody thought the sky was falling in Michigan. Things wasn't going to work. And what has he done? The dude's just number 2 in the nation, undefeated, won the Big Ten, beat Ohio State, which Ohio State snuck into this dang thing, Corey.
We'll talk about that later. I got a hot take on that one, too.
We definitely will. We definitely
Unless
will.
you want to talk about it now, we can save it. It's up to you.
We'll save it. We'll save it for the end. We'll definitely save it for the end. Another game that was impactful on the college football playoff, it really didn't change anything. That TCU-Kansas State game, my guy, that was the Big 12 right there in a nutshell for one game. That can explain the whole entire conference in one game.
What did I tell you?
Max Duggan might have won the Heisman off of a loss, Corey.
And a loss, dog.
He might have won the Heisman in a loss.
That's a great point by you. I totally agree.
He's definitely going to New York, bar none. It's really, this is really the first year, and I don't know how long, that I'm I don't really know. Because there's another guy that we're going to talk about their game as well, Caleb Williams. It's Max Duggan or Caleb Williams. Take your pick right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still have C.J. Stroud up there.
It's really 3 quarterbacks. Pick your poison. It's like you said. Who do you want? Who do you think had the most impressive season?
That's why that I come down, though, to the game with Max Duggan. Because all 3 of those quarterbacks, if you think about it, they all lost to big games, right? You had Caleb Williams that got injured against Utah and they lost. We're going to talk about that game here in a second. You had Max Duggan. You see what I'm saying? He was just giving his all against Kansas State, a top 10 opponent. And then you had C.J. Stroud that lost, basically ran out of his own house, shut down against Michigan, a rivalry game. That's the last image that we have of C.J. Stroud. Yeah. So I don't think that C.J. Stroud has it.
He's third to me too.
And then Caleb is probably going to be second, my man. He really is. You know what I'm saying? Because Duggan, if they would have snuck the dang ball at the end of the game, TCU would have won the Big 12 championship.
The game, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter really here at the end of the day because they're still in the college football playoff at number 3. And they still have a chance to win a national championship. Do I think that's going to happen? No. No, I don't. But Don't sleep on TCU against Michigan.
I'm not.
I know you're not, but I know the rest of the world is. I know that TCU is probably going to be about a 8 to 10 point underdog in that game and get no love and no respect.
It's at 9.5. It opened up at 9.5. Right after the rankings came off.
There it is.
Good call by you. Good call.
I'd throw $100 bill in Vegas down on that saying they ain't covered.
Here's my take on the game. I did say Kansas State was going to win, because it's a bad matchup for TCU, but that doesn't take away anything that TCU accomplished all year, because they beat that same team after being down 18 points earlier in the year. Number 2, Max Duggan is an absolute warrior. I'm so happy that the college football playoff did not penalize them and kept them at number 3, because you can't take away what they have done all year. Now, if this was a regular season, B-Hill, if this was a regular season, middle of the year, they would have dropped from 3 to like 5 or 6 or something like that, right? But with this being the final rankings and you having to look at the totality of everything, they did the right thing by keeping them at 3.
They had the better resume. They had the better resume.
They had the best resume. They had the best resume of any team. And they had previously beaten Kansas State. I'm totally on board with you with Max Duggan. That team, bro, they got down 11 points and they didn't even blink. And before you knew it, it was an overtime game. So they're like the kids that won't. Michael Myers, the dude is on fire. You shoot him in the head, you chop his arm off. He's still coming at you, bro. That's what TCU is.
They were down to the 2-inch line, my guy.
Yeah.
And they kept thinking that they was gonna. Why'd they run the ball with the running back? The QB sneak. Are you telling me Max Duggan up the middle couldn't have got him 2 inches? Come on, man.
It was the worst call that they made all year. You know what they ran? They ran a G scheme to the left, a G power scheme where you pull the left guard, everybody on the front side, the left tackle, the tight end blocks down. I hate
that nose guard blew it up. Yeah. The nose guard blew it up.
The tight ends guy blew it up too. I hate pulling linemen on the 1 yard line. If you're gonna run the ball, hand it off and everybody go forward, or like you say, QB sneak.
QB sneak.
And I'll say this to end it. People poo-poo the Big 12, but we've had 2 classic Big 12 championship games in the past 2 years. Last year, Baylor, who had lost to Oklahoma State in the regular season, comes back, gets a huge goal line stand when Oklahoma State has the ball on the 1 yard line and stop them 4 times in a row to win a Big 12 championship. You come back this year, K-State, who had lost to TCU, same story, comes back and gets them in overtime. Say what you want about the Big 12, competitive conference, 2 classic championship games in a row. So
they're adding a Houston, UCF, Cincinnati, and BYU next season.
Yep.
So
those are quality teams. I just watched UCF against Tulane in the AAC championship game.
That was wrong.
Houston was ranked to start the year. BYU was ranked. They were in the top 15. They got as high as 13 sometime this year. Who's the other team? What was the 4th one? Cincinnati. Oh, Cincinnati. They were just in the college football playoff last year. Now their coach did leave.
They did lose their coach, so that hurt.
We'll see. But it's 4 quality teams. Big 12 has a chance.
What do you think about Fickle at Wisconsin? You think he's going to turn that sucker around?
Oh, man, you never know, bro. I think he's a good enough coach to where he can. But you're taking a step up. You're recruiting, and now you're recruiting against Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State. That's gonna be a tough task, man.
That's gonna be a
tough task.
Real tough. I mean, it's kind of like what was that guy's name that used to coach at Boise State, the one that went to Washington? I can't remember his name. Man,
I don't know if it's not. Is it Chris Peterson?
It was Chris Peterson.
Yeah,
that's exactly what his name was. He coached for Boise State, and then he went to Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really pan out.
Didn't pan out.
Usually at the most small schools, you're playing smaller schools in your smaller school conference.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're in the big AAC over there. It's not the Big 12, which you're about to be experiencing as far as Cincinnati. So I think Luke Fickell's like, I'm about to get up out of here. Let me go over here to Wisconsin. Problem is, you got Ohio State, you got Michigan, you got Michigan State. All of them teams to contend with. I mean, and you got Illinois, who was tough this year. I mean, Big Ten had a few tough teams. They certainly did.
Right.
Next, do you got anything else on that before we move on?
No, we're good.
This next one I wanted to talk about, I'm glad I was wrong about this. I'm so glad I was wrong. USC, ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha. Lincoln Riley sucks. Straight up. It's the same old. That's USC is Oklahoma on the West Coast, my guy. With Lincoln Riley in charge. It's the same thing that I seen at Oklahoma. The exact same thing. Defense getting gashed, can't stop a soul. And when you ain't got that playmaker superstar quarterback at his best, you lose the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the nerve of Lincoln Riley after the game to sit there and blame it on his quarterback getting hurt. Well, I tried to take him out. And
there's no try, dog. You're the head coach.
Yeah.
If you say he's out, he's out. You don't let a 19-year-old kid.
Man. Go ahead. Give it to me.
No, I was going to say, you don't let a 19-year-old kid tell you what to do, bro. If he's that hurt, you get his butt out. I don't care what he says. You take him out. You take his helmet, and you say you're not going back in. So I don't want to hear that excuse. That was a weak excuse to me. Usually in a rematch, defensively, you should be a whole lot better. They gave up 43 in the first game and come back and give up 47 in the second one. You shouldn't get worse in a rematch. It should be a tighter defensive game.
Alex Grinch. He sucks. I love it. Shots fired. Shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. Hitting them all.
Oh, man.
He sucks. Alex Grinch's speed D sucks. It always has. It sucks. And Utah exposed it. That's why that reporter literally asked Lincoln Riley, do you teach your players to strip the ball first before you tackle?
It made Lincoln mad, too. You can see his face. He was like...
but it's no joke. You go ahead.
It's no joke.
Hey, all I ask from them USC people and everything, just keep Alex Grinch and Benny Wiley, that strength and conditioning coach. You just go ahead, you keep them. Keep them. At y'all's beds, you made it lying. There you go. Was that worth paying double market value for them houses that you bought from Lincoln Riley? And then the jet, was it worth all that? To sit there and not even win your conference? He was supposed to go over there and run the Pac-12, Corey. It was supposed to be no problem.
Okay, let's be honest. I get everything you're saying, dog. Here's what they did, which USC hadn't done in a while, since that 1 year Todd Helton did it. Okay? They beat everybody on their schedule in the Pac-12 except for one team.
Yep.
Utah.
Yep.
The defending Pac-12 champions. Okay?
I love it.
So, can I ask you this? If you're a USC fan, dealing with you have dealt with, because last year they were 4-8. They were not a good football team.
Right.
Dealing with what they've been dealing with the last 4 or 5 years, is this year a success or a failure? Are you happy?
I mean, it's definitely a turnaround. I mean, I don't even think they were bowl eligible last year, Corey. I think they went like 4-8.
No, they were 4-8.
Like
you don't get to a bowl being 4-8.
You went 11-2. You were number 4. And let's just be honest. I'm not saying that they would have won. I don't think the score would have been as lopsided if Caleb wouldn't have popped his hamstring. Let's be real. Because that hindered everything. And their offense all season long has been predicated on Caleb Williams being able to get outside the pocket and make special plays happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when you pop your hamstring, they said he popped it. They said he popped it. Like,
I don't see how he was still
not
out
going
there.
to play in the bowl game, popped it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that could require some surgery, popped it. It's not good. Like, Caleb Williams was hurt. So,
my last thing on this, I'm a big karma guy. I like, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
The energy you put out to the universe usually gets reciprocated or comes back at you.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with people, painting their fingernails or whatnot.
Oh, man.
I get it. But the last thing you should do against a team that beat you early in the year is put FU, you know what? Utah on your fingernails. How does that help you? What does that do for you? Is that going to help you win the game?
It's not.
He did it for a reason. You know why he did it? Because he knew somebody was going to take a close-up shot and see it. And he was arrogant and cocky enough to think that they were going to win that game. And that's what was going to be one of the cool, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, whatever moments. Hey, look at my hands while I hold this ball. F Utah.
It was.
Well, brother.
It was.
For Utah. Did you see what Cam Rising said?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
He said, I hope he liked it.
I hope he liked it. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Dude outplayed him again.
Yeah, dog.
Cameron Rising outplayed Caleb Williams again.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love that I'm wrong. I know I picked USC, everything. I love that I'm wrong about this one, Corey. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So as an Oklahoma fan, I mean, I'm over the Lincoln Riley stuff and everything, but I'm just so happy I don't have to sit here and watch him in the top 4 having a chance to win a national title. I am that petty. I want bad things for him. Not literally, just I don't want him to win. I want him to lose.
I think, look, going there your first year and winning it before we move on, I think that would have been too early. You got to earn your success sometimes in life. You know what I mean? You got to take some lumps. I think it would have been, I don't know, it would have been crazy for them his first year to get there and get to the college football playoff and even win a game or two. You know what I mean? I just thought that would have been just not right. You got to take some lumps before you actually get the big prize. To me, I don't know.
I mean, hey. The team to me, talking about everything else, the team to me that got lucky is Ohio State in this one. I mean, them jokers, dude, they snuck in the back door into the college football playoff, Corey.
Back
sitting
door.
Here. But, I mean, I'd be hard-pressed to say I don't at least give them a puncher's chance against Georgia. You know what I'm saying? C.J. Stroud's one of those kind of guys that can have a big game. When you play against a Michigan and Ohio State, when they play each other, Corey, that's a lot different than whenever Ohio State's going to go pull up on a neutral side against a Georgia team.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
You see what I mean? That's more of a common opponent. They know each other. Those kids have grown up around that area where they got recruited from, all this and that. But, I mean, Ohio State's kind of one of those teams, though. They've only lost one game on the year. They lost to Michigan. Granted, it was a bad loss. But to say that they don't have a chance, I mean, there's a lot of people just talking down on Ohio State like they don't deserve a chance at all. I mean, at the end of the day, USC lost, and that's what got Ohio State in.
Yeah. They were the next team up. They're the next team up.
Exactly.
I know I said I had a big take on this. If I was on that committee, I would have fought for Alabama to get that spot. I think what Alabama did, I think their 2 losses is better than Ohio State's 1 loss. Now, you bring up a great point.
No, I could agree.
Their 1 loss was to the number 3 team at the time, their biggest rival. But here's what Ohio State has working against them. Okay? Stay with me here. Last year, they lost to their biggest rival in Ann Arbor. Okay? Their fans and their fan base spent 365 days telling us that was a fluke. That's the first time they beat us in 10 years. Now they got to come to the horseshoe. It's going to be different. CJ Stroud's going to be the Heisman winner. Okay? And everybody, if you watch Big Noon Saturday, if you watch College Game Day, every single person other than Desmond Howard, all right, and Charles Woodson picked Ohio State to win that game.
You're right. You're right.
And they lost by more than they lost last year at home. Okay? Look at Alabama. You lost by 3 on the last play of the game in Neyland Stadium, 110,000 strong. You lost by 1 to LSU in Death Valley. Okay? I understand Ohio State. I get it. But Ohio State really hadn't played anybody. And the first time they played anybody, they lost. Missed me with Penn State. Penn State played 2 top 25 teams all year. Michigan and Ohio State. They lost to Michigan 41-17, and they lost to Ohio State 44-31. That was the only 2 top 25 teams they played all year. Okay? And I knew this was coming because they had Penn State at 8, which in no way they should be at 8 because they hadn't done anything. All right? They struggled against Notre Dame to start the year, Ohio State did. They were losing at halftime. They pulled that out in the fourth quarter. I'm just saying, I know I'm rambling. Ohio State resume, to me, does not stack up against Alabama. I think if Alabama plays Ohio State today, they beat them. I think if Alabama plays TCU today, they beat them. I think Alabama playing Michigan, I can see that being a close game. I don't know. But I if I had to put my money on it, I'd pick Alabama. And so my eye test, that's what the committee, to me, got wrong. The committee's supposed to put the 4 best teams regardless of anything, not the 4 most deserving teams. And all I kept hearing was Ohio State deserves to be in over Alabama. I'm sorry. I didn't know we were giving out medals for deserving. I thought we were picking the top 4 teams unequivocally. And that's it. To me, Alabama's a better team than Ohio State. Is Ohio State more deserving? Yeah, because they only lost 1 game. Alabama lost 2. But I'd have liked to have seen Alabama over Ohio State. That's just me.
I like that. And it kind of goes down to if they met up on the field right now, who you got? Who you picking? You're picking Alabama.
I'm picking Alabama.
You'd pick Alabama. I'd pick Alabama too. But
yeah,
I don't feel bad for Alabama, though.
I don't. Don't get me wrong. That rant made it seem like I felt bad for Nick Saban.
No, I get you.
Hell no. He's got his.
Good.
He's got his.
Good. Hey, tough game against K-State. K-State, Alabama.
Yeah. They don't do good in the Sugar Bowl. Is that the Sugar Bowl?
Yeah.
I remember OU beating them 45-31 with Trevor Knight.
That was amazing.
I remember Utah beating them in the Sugar Bowl.
Wow. Trevor Knight would have been good if Katy Perry didn't curse him.
Talking about she wanted to marry him and shit.
Yeah, remember at that TCU game? It all went downhill from there, bro, that season.
Yeah,
I remember.
It was over, yeah.
So, that's where we're at, though, man. I mean, who you got winning this thing, Corey? You got, let's do matchups first.
Okay.
Georgia versus Ohio State.
Georgia. They'll cover.
That's where I'm at,
cover.
Too. Okay,
yeah.
I'm same way as well.
Yep.
TCU, Michigan.
My mom always tells me to go with my heart, not my head. I'm going TCU, dog.
Whoa!
I've seen TCU fight so much and be down in games and win the game. I like TCU. I do. I like TCU. I think they pull off a miracle win against Michigan.
What's this game opening up at? I gotta see this.
9.5.
Michigan's favored by 9.5.
Yeah. The line on Ohio State, Georgia's 6.5.
Man, this is tough. This is a tough one. I'm kind of stuck here, Corey. I don't know.
Yeah, you saw my pause. I was like,
I just give me.
And that's
me
not
Michigan.
Big 12 bias either. I just think there's something
Michigan.
special with TCU.
Give me Michigan. Michigan's gonna win, but they won't cover that 9.5. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game.
That's what I
like
got. I got TCU coming out on top, and we both look. Georgia's gonna beat TCU. Do you have Georgia beating Michigan? And you're.
I got. It really doesn't matter because Georgia's winning it all. Neither one of these teams. I think Georgia's dusting anybody they play by more than 20 points.
Would it be?
That's where I'm at.
Would it be shocking if Michigan or TCU or even Ohio State would you be shocked if they beat Georgia?
It's not gonna happen. I don't even have to think about that, man. I'm telling you, it's just not gonna happen.
Can I interest you? Can I interest you in them being down 10 at Missouri? Can I interest you Kent State being down 7 points in the fourth quarter? Can I interest you in either one of those?
They won, though. They won the game.
They beat Missouri by 4 points.
I don't care. Can I interest you in Michigan going up against Illinois at that time that wasn't ranked 19-17? Barely had to sneak out of that
You're proving my
thing.
point. You're proving my point.
Maryland.
You're proving my point.
On.
Yeah, you're proving my point. Keep saying it. Keep going.
There it is.
There's a chance.
No, there definitely is, but it's not going to happen. Let's be real, Corey.
Well, let's give Georgia the trophy right now. Why are we even doing this?
Why not? I agree. 100%.
Let's go hand deliver them the trophy. Let's go. Because you know what works against Georgia? You know what's working against Georgia?
What's that?
All three other teams have to hear for the next 3.5 weeks how nobody's going to be able to beat Georgia. No, psychology, dog. Psychology. Ohio State's going to sit around for 3.5 weeks, and people are going to tell them how they snuck in, how they're ass, how they shouldn't have got another chance, how Georgia's going to smash them. You don't think those kids and those coaches are going to play that up?
So are you taking Ohio State then?
No, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be that easy for Georgia.
Thank you.
It's not.
Prove my point.
But I can see TCU. My question to you is, would you be shocked? I would not be shocked if Georgia lost. That's why I brought up Missouri and Kent State. I wouldn't be.
I would be shocked.
Missouri almost did it.
I don't care.
Kent State was down 7 in the fourth quarter.
SEC champs. Football, the best conference in college football, court, and they ended up undefeated.
And you can definitely take an L. If 6-6 Missouri pushed you to the brink, if 6-6 Missouri was up 10 on you in the fourth quarter, then the Michigan and TCU or Ohio State can damn well be up on you 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Can I interest
Because you're not picking Missouri against Ohio State, TCU, and Michigan, are you?
No. Well, of course not. Then. I mean, it was a conference opponent, though.
Bro, miss me with that. Missouri's 6-6. They were 5-6 and had to beat Arkansas the last week.
Super Bowl. And that was their Super Bowl, Corey. It was a Super Bowl, man. I know you don't take no disrespect. No, you as an OSU fan, you don't understand these kind of things. But when you're a team, that is fighting for national championships every year and you're in the top 5 in the country every year, when you go on the road or whenever you play against those kind of teams, they play tough.
They played a lot of Super Bowls. So Georgia played 12 Super Bowls this year. Go look at their schedule and see how they did in their 12 Super Bowls.
Undefeated.
But they had some blowouts. They blew out some guys in those Super Bowls, did they not?
Yeah. They're going to do it again.
Are you sure?
Do it again. I'm positive. I'm more sure. I'm kind of like the UConn women. And remember whenever the Gino Auriemma used to just run through everybody? That's how confident I am about Georgia right now. Ooh. Like where you could just say, oh, the UConn women is winning that thing. When they have Maya Moore and all them. And come on, man.
That's and they took some upsets along the way. They took some L's along the way.
Not very often, though. Not very often.
But every once again. So why do we play the games then? Give him the
I
trophy.
agree.
It's over.
No, I mean,
It's
hey,
over.
it really is.
It's over.
I mean, we could play the game for everybody's entertainment
No,
and
it's over.
well-being.
Why even watch?
Because Vegas.
Why watch? Why
Because
watch?
Vegas wants it to
Why
happen.
watch? None of this matters. Georgia's the champions already.
Hey, Alabama didn't make the dance. If Alabama would have made the dance, I'd be talking a different tune right now because I think that's the only team in the nation that could match up toe-to-toe, talent-wise, head-to-head
Thank
against
you.
Georgia. No, I give you
Thank
that.
you.
I agree. I agree with your take there. The problem is Alabama's got 2. Ohio State only had 1, and they've never put a 2-loss team in the playoff.
You know who else lined up with Georgia?
Who's that?
You know who else lined up with Georgia? Missouri. That's who lined up with Georgia this year. Gave them the business.
Wait.
Gave them all
Hey.
that they wanted
Hey.
and more.
Hey, there's going to be
Gave them
another
all
show
that they
here today.
wanted and more.
You ain't ready. I'm telling you. Just wait. Just wait.
I'm just being honest.
It's fine. No,
I'm just
and
being
and-
honest.
And as am I would never lie to you, my brother. I would
I
never
mean,
lie to
either.
you.
Yeah.
Never lie to you. Georgia's winning it all. Mark my words.
Okay.
Mark them. Mark them.
I got them winning it
Just
too.
keep-
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, B.
No, I mean, I would be. I would be. Just
I
because
would not be.
they're better. Do we not remember what happened last year when they played against Michigan? If Michigan gets on? Or, come on, you really think TCU about to beat Georgia? Let's just be real. No. It's cute. They've got a cute story going on for them, man, but they're not about to pull up in there and beat Georgia, bro. You think Georgia
All right.
gave... You don't think that it was kind of like going to Ames? You think anybody ever gave 2 you-know-whats about playing Iowa State in the Big 12? If you were a top team?
Man.
No. But that
I don't know.
other
I'm
team...
just telling
they
you,
cared.
teams have hung around with them.
That's where I'm at.
They beat Missouri 26-22. Here's another one for you. They beat Kentucky 16-6.
Hey, Kentucky was tough, man.
It
Kentucky's
was.
always tough.
They're
It's
tough.
a
They're so tough. Kentucky's such a tough team. 6-6 this year. 3-5 in the SEC. Such a tough team.
SEC.
Kentucky.
SEC.
Such a tough team. Kentucky. 6-6.
Okay.
3-5 in the conference.
Look at-
There's some
okay.
world beaters.
Okay.
There's
I
some
like it.
world beaters, Kentucky.
I like it. Go ahead. Keep it up. It's fine.
I'm just
No.
saying that same Tennessee beat Kentucky 44-6. All right,
Are we
you're
really-
telling me that. So
You're-
why couldn't Georgia do the same thing?
You're
They're so
pinch-
overpowering.
You're just pinching for anything there. Because you
I'm not
can't.
pinching for nothing.
You can't. I mean, you can't discount.
I'm not ready to hand them the trophy.
They're
I'm
the
not ready to do
defending-
that.
Hey, they're the defending national champs until somebody takes it from them. Ain't nobody taking it from them yet.
All right,
That's all I'm saying.
okay.
Stetson Bennett's gonna win another national championship. You can book it.
Okay.
That's
If
where
you
I'm
say
at.
so.
You got anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I'm good on it, man. That was a
All
good
right.
discussion. I like
All right,
that.
yeah, no, it was great. I love it, man. That's how passionate I am about this. We love college football. We love sports, Corey. This is what we do,
Yeah.
man. This is the House Divided. As always, guys, we want to know from y'all. Who y'all got thinking? Y'all agree with me? You think it's just going to be a landslide in Georgia? Or are you kind of with my guy Corey over here? You think Georgia's going to get upset? He's going to sit here and say he doesn't think that's going to happen, but he wants it to happen. Wait.
I want good football. I want drama, dog.
I wanted to throw it. I wanted to throw it in there. I wanted to throw it in there. Guys, as always, if you like the content, you like what you seen, hop down there, hit that like button for us. Also, smash that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and hop down there in them comment boxes and leave your comments. Love to hear from you guys. As always, this is the House Divided. It's my boy Corey over here. Be here. We signed on in tonight, and you know we're going to sign on out.
Peace.
Peace.